All right, welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified series Zarana. Now, I ordered this off of BBTS, which I canceled that order because I got it through Hasbro Pulse faster. So I ended up ordering it through Hasbro and I got it like 2 days later. So that's the only reason why I canceled it from BBTS, because if I can get it from Hasbro and I can get it quicker, so be it. Did not have a problem, put in my order, got it 2 days later. That was nice, very nice. But before we get into taking a look at this video, I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody who has subscribed, liked, shared the videos, commented on videos. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everybody who is new to the channel, everybody who has come and gone. Thank you, because without you guys, this channel would not be growing the way that it is. And it's not doing leaps and bounds and growing in a huge way, but it's growing little by little, and I'm okay with that. And I appreciate everybody who has something to do with that. So thank you very much. And another thing I want to talk about also before we get into taking a look at the accessories is the box that Zarana comes in. Now Zarana is number 48 in the line. Okay, that's not the big issue. The big issue is that she's a dreadnought. So how come they put a Cobra symbol in the box, and on Zartan they ended up putting in the dreadnought emblem? She's a dreadnought. This is Zartan's sister. That's the way it should be. The only other gripe I have is why wouldn't you have it to where the color would change the way that it does when it hits light or sunlight, the way the characters did back in the day? You made this Zartan that changes colors in the cold. Yeah, that's all right. That's cool, whatever. But why couldn't you just made him to where he changed color in the light? People aren't going to just take him, put him in his freezer and whatever. They're going to have him where they're going to have him. That's just my opinion. Anyway, enough of my ranting on. Let's get into taking a look at Zarana's accessories. Starting off, we have Zarana's backpack, and it's a beautiful backpack. Nice cast in brown, no paint whatsoever on it. Yeah, buckles, everything. This isn't just a regular backpack. I mean, it has the I guess this would be like a sleeping bag or, another pouches, but this is electronic because we'll get into that here in a second. But nice accessory. All right, so let's get on with taking a look at the accessories. Here we have her, I guess this would be like an electronic knife. It heats up. That's what the backpack is there for, because it has the components for it. So I mean, you have the hilt, and this is cool. I like the way it's curved. And this has almost kind of like a trigger mechanism up here. I guess that would cause the blade to heat up. Only one question. What are you doing? Why is the blade backwards? If this, even on the drawing, if you actually look on the side of the box when she's holding the knife, in a reverse grip. This part is facing forward, which is not the blade. This is the blade. You can see it, just the way it's made. So, yeah, I don't know what they were thinking when they made it, because she would hold it reverse grip this way, so it would cut, right? When she's gonna hold this out, she's gotta hold it this way, so it cuts. This needs to be flipped around. It would make more sense to face the bottom here. So that way, even if she held it straight, if the blade was flipped around to heat it up this way, you would have the blade facing down. And if she held it reverse grip, then the blade, reverse grip this way, the blade's still facing down. So the blade's kind of facing up. I mean, towards her, you're gonna cut yourself. Nobody holds a knife that way. But anyway, it's cool. I'll make it work if I even, whatever. I might pose her with this, sorry about the blurriness. I might pose her with this, just to do photos and show the different ways that it can be held. But yeah, big screw up on that one for making the blade actually the wrong way. It's just backwards. Next we have Zarana's little dagger. And it's just casted, you know, painted silver. It's all casted in black, just the blades painted silver. Nice little dagger goes into the side pouch on her leg. Next we have Zarana's gun. And in typical fashion, dreadnought fashion I should say, she has the saw blade on here, which is great because they have the trigger here. And that way when she, you know, grabs this goes, right? So it's 2-in-1. It's a rip and tear. It's, you know, a Doomseeker gun kind of, or yeah, it just, you know, it's not the chainsaw blade like Ripper has, but cool. It's cool. And the vintage one did have this gun, and you know, it's just cast in black. I like the way they added the paint for the saw blade. Very nice, very well done. Mine was warped. I had to heat it up, straighten it out, because it was not this straight. And it comes with the magazine or clip, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. But you know, pop this bad boy in. Let me guess, they made it to where it goes this way. Yep. All right. And there you go. Now her weapon is complete and she's ready to go out there and wreak havoc. And next we have the vintage hair sculpt. So this has the Lady J or Serpentor type gimmick to change the hair sculpt. So I will show that off in the review later on when I'm doing some posing with the figure. But it's just red, no color, just very kind of mundane, but still it's a, you know, nostalgic throwback to the original Zarana. I just want to show this off real quick. So this knife, this heated sword goes in like this. Granted, it's just, to me, it's backwards. I mean, yeah, she's gonna pull this out. It's on her back this way, so she's gonna draw this and it's gonna go like this. It still doesn't make any sense, but that's how this plugs in. Oh, wrong way. That's how this plugs into the backpack. Pretty cool. I mean, the way it plugs in, not the way the blade is. Okay, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of the figure, and that is Zarana herself. Now, I just want to really quick, Toys Equal Midlife Crisis Squared pointed out, once again, because I watched his review, which was very well done. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. This is an A, and I learned that from him. So that's that. I got to throw that out there. So this is an A, not a B. Difference is that when I pulled her out of the box, just like his, her arm was off. So I had to pop that back on there. Now, that was one of the other gripes that I had. The money that we're paying for these figures, they should not be coming apart. These should move out of the way. You can do it with the Star Wars figures and all that stuff with the troopers and everything. These should be made to move out of the way. These shoulder pads, they just limit her articulation like you wouldn't believe. Anyway, enough of the gripes. But I have to say, when taking a look at the actual paint sculpt of this figure, Hasbro did a beautiful job on this face sculpt. I love the way they added the color in her hair, which should have been the nice little shaving head shave on the sides, her earrings, and if we all remember the earrings, I believe it's this one that's flatter. That's the one that she took the picture with in the movie. Anyway, moving down, you have her cutoff shirt here, which she had, and then the strap coming across, which is nice. The shoulder pads, her sleeves with her elbow pads, nicely painted. I love the way they included all the zippers, you know, on the actual shirt. They actually painted it. They did a nice job. They painted the buckles. I will give them credit where credit is due. This chick has some abs on her. This is, you know, that's crazy. You know, I mean, hey, she's in shape. That's awesome. They did a great job as far as making this figure look good. Coming down here to the other side, once again, down to the gloves. You have the texture here on the arms. Very nice. Moving down to her jeans. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's get to the belt. So you have the belt. Look, they even painted, they didn't leave it brown. They painted each individual loop on her pants. All right, which is nice. They actually painted the chain that hooks to the back part of her belt and comes to the front. beautiful work, but they did not put any paint on here. Well, you know, I guess I have to give it to them. They gave and they didn't give, so that's fine. Moving down to her jeans, you have the rips in the jeans and the pink leggings underneath. Then moving down to her boots, you have the knee pads, the boots, very nicely painted. I love the way they did the spur straps going across, and then they painted the little spurs. They didn't just leave them all black. Yeah, so I have to give it to Hasbro where it is due, and that is beautiful work on that paint sculpt. Now let's get into articulation. She can look up that far, which is pretty good. She can look down this far, side to side, head tilt. Here's the gripe. No really T-pose really to get her arms to move out. They only move that far. She does have a nice butterfly hinge in there. The other gripe is that her arms do not sit. See, there it goes. Popped right off for no reason. Oop, and there goes her hair too. All right, give me a second. Let me fix this arm. Okay, so now that I got that arm back on, that's always gonna pop off. It's always gonna be one of those things. But anyway, moving on to the articulation, we'll do this side over here. She has her bicep swivel in there underneath this shoulder pad, and then she has double jointed elbows. They're pinless, so you can actually get some nice range of motion on this figure, which is beautiful. Beautiful. And mine's a little stiff, so I do apologize if I didn't get it all the way up there. Then moving down, her wrist swivel, and then her wrists actually move up and down or side to side. Does her wrist even move at all? Mine doesn't really want to move. Yeah, they move up and down. So up and down, but this is hindering the movement. All right, so then moving down to the actual torso on the figure, she has the upper torso swivel, and she can move back that far. She can actually get nice ab crunch to that far. It could be a little better, but I'm not going to gripe. It is what it is. And then she has the lower hip swivel. That's cool that they put that into the figure. I mean, most of the time they just kind of land lock it and can't really get any articulation out of there. This arm right here, I just barely move it and it just comes right off. Hasbro, what are you doing, man? You charge all that money for a figure and it's not broke. It goes right back on, but it doesn't stay. If anybody else is having this issue, and I know, like I said, toys equal midlife crisis squared, sorry, had this issue as well on his. So yeah, I mean, it should not be happening whatsoever. Anyway, moving down to the actual legs, we have the drop down legs as normal on these figures, and then we have the upper thigh swivel, which mine doesn't really want to turn. There it goes. It's just stiff. I really didn't, put her through the motions as far as when I took her out of the box. So you have your upper thigh swivel, then you have your double jointed knees. So if it seems like it's kind of stiff, is because this is the first time I'm actually working. And this is great because that kicks right into the hind end right there. So that's nice range of motion when it comes down to the knee. And then moving down to the ankle articulation, great ankle tilt. It moves back, which that is some nice articulation there. And then forward. And that's nice articulation because the strap's not even getting in the way. So she has a nice, sorry for going off camera, nice boot bend. All right, so let me get her back into position, and then I'll do some posing with her with some of her accessories and stuff like that, and then we'll do a couple comparisons. So just real quick before we get into all that posing and everything, look, and I know I never do this, I always put this stuff on her, but the knife, this slides in here, and then this backpack, when I first put it on, I don't know if you can see that, but this was smooth. And then when I put it on, the peg kind of shroomed because it was, hear that? Which is fine. That holds on pretty good. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying. So if you feel that it's not going to go in, it will go in, and it holds nicely on the backpack. All right. And then just real quick, before I forget, take off the hair, which it did fall off. And then put the old hair sculpt, or the if it helps if I put it on the right way. Put on the new, and then just watch the little sideburns coming down because they just don't want to lay right. So you got to kind of pop them out. There you go. And that's cool too. That's that old punk rock look. I know there's a singer that wore her hair like that, and I don't remember her name. So if anybody remembers, put her name down in the comments. Please let me know what it was. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then of course, I will show off her weapon in her hand when I do the blah 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 blah. When I do the actual posing of her. All right, so my final thoughts, just before I get into the comparisons, is, yeah, you can get her into some poses, and she's great to have as far as part of your collection. I like this hair sculpt better right here. I like the color. It gives her more of the cartoon, aesthetic. But anyway, look. Great figure to have. So if you can pick her up, great. There are just a few here's and there's, and if that turns you off, then so be it. But yeah, I have to say on this one, if you're gonna make a figure like this, you gotta make her top notch, especially with the money that we're paying. I'm not asking for tons of stuff. She comes with plenty of stuff, don't get me wrong, but her arm should not be popping off like that. I should be able to move her, and those shoulder pads shouldn't get in the way. Enough of the griping. I'm not gonna, keep going on. Hasbro did great sculpt, beautiful work on this figure. And yeah, I mean, great addition to the Dreadnoks. Now, if we can just get the rest of them, that would be awesome too. Not another 1,000 Snake Eyeses or Storm Shadows or Cobra Commanders or Destros or whatever have you. Anyway, yeah, so that's just my outlook on this figure. I'm glad to have her part of my collection. I just think that they're wrong for putting a product out like this. That's it. With that being said, let's get into some comparisons. Here's how she compares to the G.I. Joe Classified Outback, and here's how Zarana compares to the G.I. Joe Classified Python Patrol Bat. All right, so that's all of the comparisons that I actually have out today. I do have Serpentor out, but he just does not fit in the frame because he's just too big standing on that chariot. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate it so, so much. The more you guys comment, the more you share, the more you like, the more you subscribe, the more this channel grows, and I can keep doing these videos, and they just, I'm just trying to get better and better at them. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys, I really do. And this year wouldn't have been as good as it was for this channel if it wasn't for all of you guys. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. Like I said, I get to 4,000 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway of some artwork. If you guys haven't seen the video that I did of the dragon, go check it out. It's on there. Give it a look-see, and I talked about this as well when I did that review. With that being said, guys, once again, thank you so much for showing love to the channel. And with that being said, I'll catch you on the flippity flip.